And so, kia ora tātou everybody, welcome to, sorry, we'll stop the share. Well, oh, look at everybody, that's wonderful to see so many people, and I'll keep admitting people as we go along. So we are recording this meeting as required for our audit. So I'd ask you to just keep your questions to AGM business, and then once we do the presentation from Chris Mules, then we'll do the questions for that. I'd just like to ask if someone would like to open the meeting for us with a karakia or some sort of affirmation. Have we got David or Hanimoa here? Or anybody that would like to do that? Sorry, I thought they would be here earlier. No offers. Well, I would just like to welcome everybody and to say we wish everybody well, blessings on this meeting, and to everybody in our community, particularly people who are working on the front line and all the community workers that are helping people in this difficult time. Thank you. So we have 10 members of HealthLink present, so that makes us constitutionally legal, so we can go ahead. We have apologies from Zena Romberts, Brenda Brady, Vanessa Neeson and Peter Chan. You will have all been sent out the minutes of the last AGM from 2020. I'll move that they're a correct record. Is there somebody willing to second that from the executive? Maureen? Yes, thank you. Now, I suppose I say all those in favour, but everybody would have to unmute, but you could just raise your hand if you like, if you've seen them. All those in favour? Aye. Contrary? Carried. And I do appreciate that we haven't got everybody's sound on because it's hard to manage so many people. And I haven't managed a meeting this large before, so you'll have to just be kind to me. All right. So, Chairperson's report. So I'm going to read it out just because it sort of gives us an outline of what we've been doing over the last year and what's happening in our community. Kia ora mai tātou katoa. Welcome to our 2021 annual report and meeting. We'd hoped to be with you in person at our popular annual general meeting, but with another round of COVID-19 level 3 and 4 restrictions, it is not to be. We had all hoped that 2021 was going to be a better year. Hopefully, with high levels of vaccination being taken up by communities, we will be seeing you next year. We hope you have all come through recent difficult times, safe and well, and we do feel for the families who are struggling to cope with lower incomes, trying to feed their families. Thankfully, we have in the West a brilliant community network of organisations providing food and other much needed support. Waitakere HealthLink continues to engage with and strongly advocate for the community regarding health access and support in West Auckland. This year we celebrate 20 years as an organisation. We had ordered cake, however, we'll celebrate later in the year and acknowledge the many great people who have been on the journey. I hope you can join us then. Over the last year, Waitakere HealthLink consumer representatives, many who are on this call today, have been involved in assessing 573 pages of written patient material, outpatient processes, feedback on the Waitakere primary birthing unit, community services open days, and a number of community and consumer workshops and feedback sessions. And all of this is to help everyday people like us be able to understand their journey through the hospital and outpatient system. On another note, the government have proposed sweeping national health changes to be implemented by, I think it's April the 1st, 2022. We will have a presentation by a DHB representative, no, sorry, is a DHB representative, but instead we have someone from the Office of the Prime Minister's Office and the Health Transition Unit. Chris Mules has been very forthcoming and giving that presentation, so that will help answer a lot of our questions. So that will be as soon as we close the AGM, and I hope you can stay for that. We will also endeavour to have another public forum about this, and so the main points are all DHBs will be replaced by one national health organisation, Health New Zealand. A new Māori Health Authority will have the power to commission health services, monitor the state of Māori health and develop policy. A new public health agency will be created. What this means for our East Auckland community remains to be seen. What is clear to the executive is that we must work very hard to ensure our community's voice is heard, to ensure we have equitable and quality healthcare and a full service hospital in Waitakere. The WDHB Consumer Council has now been in operation for over a year. Chair David Louis, our Pacifica Executive Waitakere HealthLink member, was appointed to the WDHB earlier in the year. This meant he left a vacancy for Waitakere HealthLink representative. We were thrilled to appoint Samuel Cho, our Asian representative from the Tani Network, as a very able replacement. He's become a very engaged council member and gives regular updates on the work program. However, there is still uncertainty about the role of the Consumer Council in future changes. There has been a suggestion of regional advisory boards, but we believe this would be far too removed from our local voice. The Consumer Council has been invaluable for getting messages from our community feedback directly to the people who make the decisions about how services are delivered to the patient, to be patient-friendly and accessible. Waitakere HealthLink is in a stable financial position and remains in a healthy position to be able to fulfil our purpose of health advocacy for Waitakere and wider West Auckland. I would like to thank Zari Fazalnia, our Treasurer, and Fakana Butch, our valuable Assistant Coordinator, for keeping our accounts and staying in touch with our community. And Zari will do a presentation later. Thanks to our committed and tenacious manager, Tracy McIntyre. Her energy and the many strong relationships she has in the hospital drives the work we do. Thanks also to my fellow executive committee who represent you and give their time freely to support having our views heard in health. I wish to acknowledge the great support we continue to receive from Dale Bramley, Chief Executive of the DHB. He's been very involved in the proposed health reforms and is a good source of advocacy and information for us. I also would like to acknowledge the DHB members present on the call. I think we've got David Louis, Warren Flaunty and Sandra Coney, and Sandra and David also double up as representatives on HealthLink. And we also have, I hope we have DHB member Chris Carter here as well. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. So I'd like to move the receipt of my report. Is there a seconder, please? Samuel, would you be willing to do that? Thank you, Samuel. All those in favour? Aye. Contrary carried. And what I'll do is, as we round up the AGM, if there's any questions about anything through here, we'll answer them then, just to keep things moving. Oh, got to get a whole lot of people in. Admit all. Sorry, I'm a bit amateur at this. I hope that's working. Yes, we've got more people coming in. So next we have Zari with the Treasurer's report. And so what I'll do is I'll now share her. She's going to share it. Oh, she's going to share it. Are you going to share it, Zari?
Yes,
right.
yes.
All right, we'll hand over to our Treasurer, Zari.
Thank you, Zari. Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. And I'm going to share my...
Oh, and by the way, it's Zari's birthday today.
Oh! Oh my God, thank you. Okay, so let's see. Going on. Share screen and...
Here it is.
Yes. And okay, let's see. Okay. Tēnā koutou katoa. Let me start by saying thank you all for being with us. Thanks to Linda for walking us through all Waitakere HealthLink did during last financial year. We are really proud to be able to go extra miles despite COVID restrictions. It's a privilege to serve our community as volunteers. What I want to do now is to let you know how much money we received, who funded us, and how it was spent. Being precise, it says here, how was it funded and what did it cost? Okay, so how it's prepared. Our accounts are prepared very simply. Waitakere HealthLink financial statement is prepared on simple format reporting, which is for not-for-profit organizations and reviewed and approved by McLaren Guys charter accountants. So here, what are the resources? We have received $123,270. The resources which we have received this year, the year ending 30th June 2021, we are talking about. So it was 3.8% over the earlier year, which was 2020, due to the increase in funding received from the Trust Community Foundation, lottery, and increase in contract with WDHP. The Trust Community Foundation funded us 50% more, lottery 25% more, and with the contract with WDHP was 2.7% more. This means we've been more active and provided more services, enabling us to receive more money. Linda talked about those services, and more details are provided in our coordinators' reports. So how it was spent. Expenses were $130,436, up about 9.6% over the previous year due to increased services. As the services increase, so the cost goes up, such as new contract to update health consumer guidelines, local community meetings, workshops, and community service open days. This means we've been more active over the year earlier. So the surplus is $19,884 for the year ending 30th of June. And we just subtracted $320 purchase of computer equipment, which left us with $19,514 cash to be carried forward. Okay, and look at this. The amount of money which we have now in hand in the bank is $254,549. In short, I would like to add that this much cash at the end of the year indicates Waitakere HealthLink is in a stable, strong financial position and can continue services to our West Auckland community uninterrupted. Even if we do not receive any money from any funders or from any contract, with the money which we have, and we keep all the expenses the same, we can continue our services to our community for 2 years, even more than 2 years, 2 years and 4 months. But needless to mention that we have to wait and see what the outcome of the new health reform will be. And at the end of the day, most of you know that I have been teaching for years in Auckland, and I always used to say to my students that there are 2 magic words in English language: please and thank you. So let me use the magic word now: thanks. Last not the least, thanks to our funders for their continuous support, to Linda for her leadership, to our board members for our expertise, to Tracy and Farhana, who are the stars of organization. Tracy, because Farhana had some problems, which I think Linda may talk about it. She has some health issues. So all the burden of everything has been on Tracy's shoulders. A very special thank you to Tracy today. And one more thanks to our volunteers for their selfless help, and a big fat thank you for supporting us, being always with us, and staying with us. Kia kaha. Together we are stronger. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Zari. And when I arrived today, I'm sitting in our hospital office with Tracy. I bought her a big bunch of flowers and a hamper to thank her. And we sent Farhana a big flowers and hamper last week. So we've really thanked our coordinators. So Zari, would you like to move the adoption of our financial accounts for the year ending 2021?
Oh yeah, yes.
Thank you. I'll second that. All those in favour?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I unmute myself. Okay,
Yes.
I mute myself.
Yes, please. Thank you. So, and that's really helpful to spell it out like that. It's much better than the dry old accounts that we see sometimes, isn't it? So it's great to see somebody put it together like that. Right, coordinators report from Tracy. Now that is in the annual report. Did you want to come over here and take the chair, Tracy?
Not really. Don't like talking on Zoom, but thank you so much everyone for zooming in. Some of our consumers haven't got access to Zoom and things, so they'll be missing out, but I will talk to them separately. So just to add to my report of yet another chaotic year. So just wanted to acknowledge that everyone on Zoom today has a special part to play in the health of our community. Whether you're committed as an executive member on Waitakere Healthlink or support Waitakere Healthlink as a consumer attending meetings, or you work tirelessly for a community organisation that support people to stay well, thank you all. I'd also like to thank our chair, not our Linda chair, our chair Linda. I don't know how she juggles as many things as she does. She's very clever and very dedicated, and you know, we are really indebted to her. And my co-worker Farhana, who I always, she only works 15 hours, but I often text her and message her for things out of hours and things, so she always goes above and beyond. Once the COVID levels reduce, we'll be celebrating our 20 years in the community with a special celebration cake. So I hope we can all come together before Christmas, where we'll be able to properly acknowledge the amazing support that you all give to Healthlink. If you wanted a hard copy of the annual report, it's still at the printers due to COVID. They haven't been back at work, so they're still not quite available, but if you let me know, I can post them out to you when they become available. So that's all from me. I propose
Thank
to
you.
move my...
All right, so we'll thank you, everybody.
I don't propose it, do I?
Thank you.
Linda's going to.
Yeah, and I didn't write her speech. So thank you. Kay, are you happy to move the receipt of the coordinators report? Okay, can you? Oh, I'm up. Yep, thank you. And we've got a seconder there, Zari. Thank you. Oh, thank you. All right, we'll move that. Oh, it was we moved by Kay and seconded by Zari. Thank you very much. All those in favour? Aye. Contrary carried. Right, next. So we have the ratification of the annual membership fees. Membership fees in the Constitution say shall be set by the executive annually and ratified at the annual general meeting. We propose that the annual membership stay at $5 individual and $20 for an organisation. So is Maureen, you to move that? And Honeymoor, are you happy to second? Aye. All those in favour? Aye. Contrary carried.
Aye.
This is so weird. So the next, so we've done that. Now, I'm going to hand over to my very able Deputy Kay Lindley, because now we come to nominations to the Executive Committee, and it's for me and David, so I shouldn't be in the chair. So Kay, can you take over?
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yep, okay, that's fine. We've had 2 nominations for the Executive Committee, both who've done their 3 terms and are willing to come on again. And that is Linda Cooper and David Louis. And I certainly would like to accept these nominations. And could I have a seconder for both of them, please? And all in favour? Aye. Carried.
Aye.
Carried. Thank you.
Thank you, Kay. Normally we'd probably get up and say something, but I suppose, David, did you want to say anything? Moved by Kay and seconded by Zari. We got David here? No, we haven't got David, but I'm sure he would accept. He would accept gratefully, and he's done a fantastic job representing West Auckland on the Consumer Council and now the DHB, and particularly the Pacifica community, which we know at the moment are very vulnerable. And thank you for the nomination. I get a lot of joy out of this role. It's great to be connected to our wonderful community, and what I see when I look out at all these faces here, so many familiar faces that we have, you know, we've all worked with over the years, and I acknowledge all of you. And I see Susan was the one that clapped the loudest when we talked about cake. Right, okay, so now that I'm going to take this time to thank a whole lot of people and acknowledge people. First of all, I'd like to thank my fellow executive members, Kay Lindley, who I have a feeling Kay might have been on the executive since the beginning. Yes, so she's one of the foundation, and Maureen, maybe?
No, I wasn't quite foundation, but I was near.
Close enough. Yeah. And Maureen was foundation.
Definitely.
So, so Zari, you've already met, Maureen, Awa Hudson, David Louis, Samuel Cho, Hinimore Key, Belinda Robinson, Peter Chan, and Sandra Coney. So I'd like to thank them all. We really want to give our thanks to all the consumer reps that support Waitakere HealthLink in doing their job. Consumer reps on the steering groups, attending focus groups, health literacy consumers, reviewing patient information. There's also many more that support us, but not always available to attend the AGM as they have other jobs and commitments. Consumers that have RSVP'd today, I'd say Anna Diagapala, Sherry Pakura, Emma Frost, hi Emma, Heather Alford, one of our long-standing consumer reps, Insik Kim, Judith Lunny, Judy Blakely, hello Judy from the North Shore. We also do work for the North Shore. Laurel George, a special mention. She's also been on the Consumer Council, really speaking up for the West and consumer engagement. Thank you, Laurel. Nani Natu, who we know very well, is out there in our community, and Pam Antil. I want to also thank all the local community health services that support initiatives and work in the community to support people to stay well. And I'm going to test your patience a bit longer and just let you read out the NGOs: A Supported Life, Access Community Health, Anxiety New Zealand, Aotea Africa Foundation, Asian Family Services, Bowel Cancer New Zealand, Cancer Society, Community Waitakere, and I acknowledge the chair is here, Mark Allen, as well as a member of our Waitakere Rangers local board. Comprehensive Care PHO, Duncan Foundation, hello Letitia if you're on, from our La Leche League days. Epilepsy, Essentially Men, Geneva Healthcare, Hospice West Auckland, hello Trish, Hospice West Auckland, Stella, Independent Living, Kainga Ora Homes and Communities, Māori Women's Welfare League, and a shout out to Nara, Nah, Roy Marta Reid there. Man Alive, Jose, I saw you there. Neuro Connection, I see you there, Tom. New Zealand Disability Support Network, Parkinson's New Zealand, Shared Vision Waitakere, hi Gayleen, St John New Zealand, Stroke West Auckland, Stroke Upper Harbour, Te Ata, Asian Network, that's Samuel, Waitakere Ethnic Board, hello Baljeet, Walsh Trust, Well Foundation, Anna, Tim and Juliet. So I'm sorry if I didn't mention everybody and I didn't pick out certain people, but you're all equally valued in our community, and thank you so much. So,
have you finished? Because you're handing over to me soon.
oh, okay. All right then. So I finished. This is the end of the formal part. I'm sorry it's a bit clunky today.
That's okay.
Reading everything to make sure I get everything. All right. So now I'm handing over to Kay.
Thank you. And thank you all for being here. And it's wonderful to see so many of you here. I just want to, on behalf of all of the organisations, our committee, and really everybody in the Waitakere community, to say a huge thank you to Linda for all she does, not just with us, but with everybody, and to let her know we appreciate her so much, especially on the committee when she comes and tells us things in a way we can understand, because quite often we get notification about things, we look and think, oh God, I wonder what this means. And so Linda very carefully tells us what it means, which is good. She has huge networks, which means she's out and about all the time doing things, as I'm sure you'll see on Facebook. Very popular, very busy. And then we are really, really pleased to be able to have her here. So thank you once again, Linda, and I'm going to hand back to you to close the AGM.
Thank you very much. It's a little bit embarrassing, all these accolades, but I do appreciate them. Thank you very much. So next on our list, let me find my list, got me all flustered now. We're going to close the AGM, and thank you everybody for your attendance. This means we can be all compliant and we can put that bed to bed for another year and carry on. I see a beautiful smiling Carol Glamazina there from RAT. So we're going to close the AGM, and we will advise you of our 20-year celebration. I think we'll all be ready for a big face-to-face celebration just as a community. It would be so good to get together. So stay safe.